What's up, YouTube? Mike from Mass here, Mass Aquariums, and tonight's video is going to be on aquarium plants for beginners. Now, I've been getting a ton of comments on all my videos that have nothing to do with plants to come back to some roots, and I'm getting a ton of comments on care sheets for fish, plants, the works. So, I just want to do a basic aquarium plants for beginners. What type of plants can you get that will grow amazing in your tank with little to no maintenance? Now, I'm going to talk about 5 plants, and all 5 of them happen to be in this tank. Now, this is a high-tech tank, but I really don't have high-tech plants. I have CO2 and high lighting and fertilizers, but that just makes my easy plants grow super quick. So these 5 plants are as follows: Bacopa, Jungle Val, Amazon Sword, Dwarf Lily, and last but not least, what's the 5th plant? I don't even know. Sorry. Ludwigia Repens. 5 plants that you can put in any tank and they will survive. Low light, high light, CO2, no CO2, ferts, no ferts. These plants will survive in your tank, and you should be able to propagate them very easily, replant them, sell them to your local fish store, get some store credit, you know, the works. Now, first one, Bacopa. This is a broadleaf plant. It grows straight up, as you can see, and what you're going to do to propagate it is, this is a stem plant. You can just trim it any way you want to trim it, and take the part you trimmed, plop it right back in the tank. The rest of it grows, splits off into 2. The part you just trimmed will also grow. Bacopa is a really cool plant. It's very green and colorful. It smells really good too. Like when you take it out of your tank, it's almost like you want to make some incense out of it. It smells really like minty, fragranty, like Christmassy. It reminds me of like Christmas when I smell Bacopa. I know it's weird, but you know, get yourself some Bacopa, smell it. It smells good. Amazon Sword is a great plant. It grows super easy. You don't have to use anything, no ferts, no root tabs, no nothing. It's going to grow really quick. All you want to do to get this to grow nice and bushy is when the outside leaves start to get really long, you want to snip those off. That promotes growth from the middle, and it'll just keep getting bushier and bushier. The more you trim the outside leaves of the plant, the more it's going to produce new leaves in the middle, and you're going to get a nice bushy Amazon Sword. Jungle Val, all this long grass-like plant in the back. This grows so well it can be invasive. I just ripped out 5 gallons worth of it the other day. It just produces, it propagates by, well, it reproduces by producing runners. Now it'll go these little roots, another plant will pop up. Then more root, another plant, and another plant, and another plant, and it just spreads like crazy. Any beginner that wants to fill in their background with nice green plants that will flow in your circulation pump, go buy Jungle Val. They have tons of varieties. This happens to be Italian Val, which is my favorite because it stays nice and thin. Like Jungle Val Americana can get real thick leaves, can grow 20 feet tall, just crazy. Just take over your entire tank. This is very easily trimmed. You can trim it off the top with some sharp scissors. It'll continue to grow, but it's also going to produce crazy runners throughout your whole tank. This will take up the background of your tank in no time. I really love this plant. One of my favorite plants, one of my favorite beginner plants. Maggie, get out of here, girl. Next, Dwarf Lily. Not to be confused with Tiger Lotus. The Dwarf Lily plant is a bulb, a rhizome plant. It comes in a little like ball, looks like a little turd ball of chocolate. And you don't want to bury this in the substrate. You can bury it halfway in the substrate if you want, but you want to keep it above the substrate. And it's going to produce beautiful big lily-like leaves. And they will go to the top and they'll float on top of the water. And it'll just keep going. If you want them to produce a ton, you can go down to the bottom, clip that long stem, and that will also promote more growth. Now, with this rhizome, it comes in a ball. You can take a razor blade, take it out of your tank, take a razor blade, split that rhizome right in half, and now you have 2 dwarf lilies. Leave them for a while. In a little while, if you want, you can take those, split those in half. Then you have 4 dwarf lilies. I don't know if you can see this one. This one right here, this bushy one, is an experiment. I took it off the big one, and what I've been doing with this is I have not been letting them get high like this. I've been just trimming them like as soon as they get maybe 8 inches above. And this one is beautiful. It's really nice and bushy. It's staying really low. It's already shot off a few big runners over here that actually dropped its own rhizome. So now I can split that from the plant. And wonderful, wonderful beginner plant. So number 5, where are we? Bacopa, Jungle Val, Dwarf Lily, Amazon Sword, Ludwigia Repens. I just trimmed all this back right here. It was way up to here. Ludwigia is also a stem plant. Very green, but with the right light and CO2 and ferts, it's going to do nice red. Now the tops are green and the bottoms right now are beautiful red, but you can get this plant to grow almost all red with the right lighting and, the right parameters. But it's a beautiful stem plant. It grows very quick, and just like stem plants like Bacopa, you can cut it at any part of the plant, replant that, and the part you just cut will split off. Then you can cut those, plant those, and eventually the mother stem will be bare. You can remove that, and you'll have 10, 15 baby plants that you just planted, and it'll just keep growing and growing and growing. Now this stuff will also grow like crazy. All these beginner plants will grow like crazy with CO2, pressurized CO2, and fertilizers and highlights. But the best thing about these plants, they don't need highlight, they don't need CO2, they don't need fertilizers. I've grown all these plants in my low-tech 30, and they all do unbelievable. Now, beginner plants for beginner planted tankists, beginner aquarists, these are the type of plants you want to buy. Low and a cutoff. Perfect timing for my battery to die. Planted tankists, that's where we were. These are the type of plants you want to buy. Low light, no ferts, no CO2. Jungle Val, Bacopa, Dwarf Lily, Amazon Sword, and Ludwigia Repens. Awesome, awesome beginner plants. You can go buy these plants at probably PetSmart. You can get them online, and you're going to have great success with these. I know you guys are. And you're going to want to just go dig into more planted tanks. You're going to want to be setting up tanks left and right with having fun with these plants. So, I hope you enjoyed my long spiel on beginner aquarium plants, and I hope this helps you out. Any questions, leave them below, comment, subscribe, like, all that jazz-ito. Don't forget to go hit me up at Mass Aquariums Facebook group for your instant answers to all your questions, and go check out my Best Buds aquarium group, Aaron's Aquariums. I'll post the links down below, and this is Mike from Mass. I'm out!